eldest daughter, Sophia, seems to have survived her tiger mum upbringing unscathed, but her piano still bears the scars of endless hours spent practicing.
Wow!
So these are the teeth marks?
Those are the teeth marks.
So you actually gnawed on your piano?
Yeah, that happened. I was really frustrated, and yeah, I may or may not have taken it out on the piano here, so...
What did you think of Amy's parenting style?
Very rigid, and even I think to our standards, we found it has been very, very extreme.
So this time we have 3 weeks school holidays.
Chinese parents raising their children in Australia don't subscribe to some of Amy Chua's tough love tactics, but they do enforce strict rules of their own. Anytime Leanne and her friend Catherine spend away from their studies is monitored by their mums, Amelia and Joyce.
One of the big rules for Catherine is to prioritise no TV or computer games until work is done.
Do you let them use Facebook?
I don't let her.
Where do we stand on sleepovers?
Yeah. Sleep over at my place is okay, but no way for her to go out to sleep over.
If I was to ask the girls, would they say you were strict?
They might say that. My daughter might say that, but as parents, we are supposed to be warm and demanding. And that's how I see the parent role to be.
I'm not quite sure.
My parents aren't extreme, nor are they extremely lax. So the thing is, if I know I can get an A, then there's no reason why I shouldn't get an A, and therefore I try my best to get an A or higher.
You're pretty smart, aren't you?
Some could say that.
I reckon this is one of those questions. Mummy's not smarter than a fifth grader.
Joyce cut back her own work hours to ensure Catherine did well in entrance exams for the best high schools.
Okay, let me check the answer.
And you have to do extra homework on top of what the teacher assigns?
Well, from my tutoring homework as well, and sometimes my mum assigns me homework as well.
Mum assigns homework?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds pretty cruel.
It's not that much, but yeah.
I believe the children should be challenged, but should not be pressured. There is a difference in there. And once she comes home with a test, you can say, oh, 90% are all correct. 10% we've got cross there. So we know that, Catherine, you have a little bit extra learning to do.
Do you think you found a good balance with your parenting?
We would like to achieve that fine balance. Yeah. From the academic perspective, we do encourage our children to try their best. But in the meanwhile, we also are taking time to allow the girls to having fun.
So what do you do for fun?
I like to read, I like to listen to music, mostly listen to music.
What about Justin Bieber?
No.
Oh, you're quite adamant about that.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been playing?
I don't know.
You don't know? 5 minutes.
Finding that balance between learning and leisure is a challenge for any parent. And it seems to be the great divide between East and West.
Maybe in some Western families, parents don't have high expectation of children, and parents are too soft.
Frankly, there are many aspects of Western parenting that I know horrify Asian parents. You know, how much time Western parents let their kids waste, how quickly they let them grow up, what they are allowed to do, and also how poorly in some ways they prepare them for the future.
So you're not quite so strict with the dogs?
Totally not strict. They can do anything.
Amy Chua may have mellowed these days, but she still believes Western parents get it wrong.
I think that Western parents right now worry much more about their children's psyche and their self-esteem. You know, they always want to say, that's okay, don't worry about it. Whereas I do think that Chinese parents or immigrant parents, you know, they assume strength rather than fragility. And there are a lot of good things to be said about that.
Okay, students that are here for maths, nice and quietly just walk to the classroom.
And coaching guru Ross Woofers couldn't agree more. So is the Western style of parenting bringing up soft kids?
I think that's definitely true. You know, parents give in too easily. They don't say no often enough. They don't necessarily set good examples. I think there's too many Western parents who, I don't know, don't perhaps put the same amount of time into their children that the Asian parents do. I'd love to see a happy medium between Amy Chua and the general Australian Western method of parenting. Most definitely, I think somewhere between the two would be absolutely ideal.
After meeting Leanne, there's no doubt this little girl always had the potential for success. All that extra study has absolutely guaranteed it.
Well, I'm pretty sure I want to go into forensics. I found out that there was such thing as forensic engineering, and I've always been interested in science and mystery and sort of crime, but not on the bad side, on the good side obviously. And I thought the forensic engineering sounded really fun, so why not?
Would you say you're a typical 11-year-old?
Probably not, but mostly.